Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Two-Headed Wolf gaming channel Last Epoch, and here we are again at the start of the game getting ready to try out the new class. And I'm really looking forward to this one because this one is the most similar to the first class I ever played in an ARPG. I still remember it to this day. It was before I ever had a personal computer. I was at a really good friend's house and I've tried Diablo 2 for the very first time playing the Druid. And I fell in love with it. Summoning all those wolves and ravens and turning into a werewolf myself just to fight the undead, that was mind-blowing for back then. And it's even more crazy to think that it was about 25 years ago. Like, wow. I have to say, I am really impressed and happy with how the game industry has developed. There are a lot of cool titles that we can play, like this one. Of course, there are plenty of products which unfortunately are bad, but at least there's choice and you have options, right, to go into. So with this in mind, let's get into the Primalist. And I felt like for a first try, we should go for the Beastmaster as a mastery, just because we've never done a minion build before. We have played with minions with the Forge Guard, but it was more of a secondary thought because the main focus there were throwing attacks. So now I said, you know what, let's fully invest into minions and let's see it in action, plus they look pretty cool, right? Over on this side, we're looking at the key skills that the game is showing us for right now. For the Primalist, we have cold spell damage over time. We have totems, which apparently are considered minions, okay? Physical and spell for the totems. We have physical and melee, an area of effect and attunement, war cry, so it's either buffing enemies or doing debuffing enemies and buffing our allies. We have Storm Crows, which are minions with lightning and spell, and Serpent Strike, which does physical, poison, and melee. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go with poison, but we shall see how things evolve along the way. As far as the Beastmaster, I'm guessing everything here is minion, right? Yes. Okay, well, I'll see you in the game. For once, we're not going to be replacing our basic attack because we start with Summon Wolf skill. Summons a primal wolf that follows you into combat. When its health drops to 0, it is down and you can stand near it to revive it. While you have what? Probably what they want to say there, while you are at your maximum number of wolves, the ability is replaced with Howl. Okay, the wolf counts as a companion. You can have a maximum of 2 companions at once by default. Press A to give your minions an attack command. Oh, okay. So we're summoning this. The companion ability of your primal wolves. Your wolves howl to embolden themselves and allies around them, granting them frenzy and 25% more melee damage for 3 seconds. The howl also heals allies around you. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that the wolf is wearing a bit of leather armor there. Visually, I think like that makes sense. I haven't really decided for right now what I am going to do as far as our character goes. Like, what will I throw in? When I'm thinking that the main focus will be on minions, and they will be able to do the damage that we desire, then I should probably get a shield, right? I should try to buff our defenses as much as possible, because as long as we are alive, we will be able to summon more minions and buff them up. And with that in mind, then I'm thinking block might be a really good choice because block is quite strong, quite efficient. Stunning enemies could also be good, so I'm thinking we'll throw in a club. I like the fact that when I'm using Howl here, it's also buffing us. That is cool. We've unlocked a new skill called Gathering Storm. Let's see. Gathering Storm. Strike at your enemies with a mighty lightning power storm. When you use Gathering Storm and hit at least one enemy, you gain a storm stack. Every second you expand the storm stack to cause a storm bolt to strike an... What? Every second you expand the storm stack to cause a storm bolt to strike a nearby enemy. Some of this writing on the Druid sounds really, or the Primalist sounds really bad. This interval is reduced by 2% for every stack you currently have. What is this? This is a melee attack, so we're gonna replace our basic attack with this secondary skill. Better than nothing, I would say. although it doesn't seem like it's making much of a difference, except for the fact that it's lightning elemental and that we have a chance to trigger a secondary effect. He's taking a lot of our health out, so definitely need a shield here. I'm very curious to see how many wolves, how many of these companions we can put out. It said in the description before we summoned the wolf that by default we have 2 summons. I'm guessing going into the Beastmaster is going to change that. Maybe it's going to increase number or things like that. And I've just remembered there was a movie, like a series called The Beastmaster, which was quite nice, right? Who was I don't remember the name of the actor, but it was the same guy who played Hercules. Right? There were a few of these series movies back in the 90s. Actually, I think it was in the 2000s. There was Cena, there was Hercules, there was also this one with Beastmaster, which came at a later date. Anything else? Robin Hood? Was that part of the same sort of series? But there were all these action movies with superheroes. Like, yeah, it was something. I'm gonna look it up and talk when I remember a bit more about it. But let's see. Skills here. Passives. Gift of the Wilderness. Plus 10 health per point. Increase minions' health by 5% per point. I like that. Natural attunement, getting +1 to attunement. This is for spellcasting. It's not something that I think we're going to need with a minion build. Lightning resistance and cold resistance. This is only for us. And primal strength. Increase health regeneration and gives us 1 strength per point. You know what? We're going to invest in the health of our minions. That is our main focus. And we've also unlocked here Pure Relief. Deep to the target location, dealing damage to nearby enemies when you hit the ground. Physical and melee. I can pretty much figure out what this is. We might use it as a sort of traversal skill to get up close and personal. I think I want to stay in melee combat. I was thinking whether I want to throw in a wand or something. And unless we find an item which is super focused, like a wand or a scepter or something, which is super focused on the Primalist, right, and the minion build, I don't think we're going to go in that direction. I want to stay up close and personal because we can probably heal or do a lot of these howls, which will buff us as well and keep us healthy and strong and all that. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. We shall see how things evolve. This is one of those classes which I have played a bit in the early access sometime in April of 2023. I played it for a few hours. I don't remember much, to be honest. I do remember summoning the ravens, and I do remember summoning a bunch of wolves as well, but I feel like that is much, or as far as I've gone. Who knows, maybe I'll remember a few things as we're playing.
Where'd you learn to fight?
Cool, we have now a totem. How many can we summon? 1, 2, 2. 2 at a time. Good. Let's keep going forward here. Since we have gotten this buff to stun the enemies, since we're also going to fight this thing.
Before it reaches town.
Okay, that totem seems to be a tower which shoots at enemies. Are these like poison bolts or something? We're stunning the enemy a lot just because I had this stunning shrine, so that was a good start. Let's see. For some reason, sometimes these skills don't show, but let's see. Summon Thorn Totem. Summons a totem that fires thorns at nearby enemies. You can have a maximum of 2 Thorn Totems by default. Press A to give your minion an attack command. Okay, and it's doing physical and spell, minion, totem, attunement. I believe there is a specialization which had totems as a main team, right? Let's see. Druid, Shaman, Beastmaster. We're playing Beastmaster. Druid is transformation, and this one, there's summon storm totem. The ones with the stars here are the skills that you start with whenever you play a specialization. This one, it tells you how many points you need to invest in the passive skill tree of that class in order to unlock them. So summon storm totems is something which we will start with, which means that when we pick the shaman, we'll probably focus on that. Specialization, no doubt about it, we're gonna specialize in wolves. And let's see, getting more attack speed and move speed, getting a bit more damage, a bit more health, or canine agility, giving our wolves additional chance to dodge, and increase dodge rating for each point of strength we have. Ooh, that is interesting. So, getting more dodge depending on the strength. Let's see. Safety numbers, you can summon wolves up to a maximum number of companions, wolves up to companion limit. Okay. Chance to do more damage or improve howls. Wolves have a chance to howl on kill. This does not expand howl's mana cost and or put it on cooldown, so that is a really nice way to go forward. Automatic howls makes minions more efficient, I would say. Frozen fangs, so make wolves do ice damage. I'm not sure about that, or lightning damage. Pack hunters, you can have an additional wolf active at once. You can have an additional companion active at once. The extra wolf counts towards your companion limit. Okay, so maximum companions +1 and maximum wolves +1. Okay, interesting. We can go with a bit more armor, some health regeneration on our minions. Okay. What I am feeling for right now is going towards this. How many points do we need here? 2 points? Yeah. I'm going to go with a bit more damage on our wolves. Legendary Bite. Your wolves melee hit deal more damage and have greater chances to stun. And it has improved base critical strike enemies, but has less attack speed. Reducing our attack speed by 10% in order to gain 40% more damage, 40% melee stun chance, and critical strike chance by 5%. Is by 5%. It is really good. So we're gonna pick this first. Then I'm going to go up here to automatic howl on kill. And then we'll look at whatever else is available. Then probably we'll head towards the extra wolves. I think I would like that. Over here, I am going to go with a bit more health on our wolves and on ourselves as well. I've gone through the town, and even though I looked for a shield to buy, I took a quick look through the stash, and we're actually going to go crazy here. I have this two-handed axe, which gives us 25 melee damage, plus another 23 melee physical damage, plus 6 strength, plus 5 health gain on companion hit. So we're gaining health while we are getting healed where our companions hit the enemy. 38% increased companion revive range, 39% increased companion revive speed. So that is absolutely great for us. It's going to be a great boost for the early game. Like how much we're moving from 21 damage to 91 damage. We're pretty much going to mow through enemies. I have this armor as well. We're getting some armor, some dodge, some extra speed, 41% chance to gain haste for 1 second on hit, 16% effect of haste on us, and +1 to dexterity skills. I don't think that's going to add up to anything that we're running with right now, but it doesn't matter. It is a pretty cool armor. Look at that. So it's going to help us a lot. We're gonna use the Keeper Gloves. We're gonna summon bees on melee hit. 10% chance to summon bees. It is considered the minion, I'm guessing. We're getting minion poison resistance and some poison resistance ourselves, so it's going to be interesting to see that in action. And I also have this unique brass amulet, which gives us 41 health, 9 melee physical damage for minions, and now we can summon wolves up to a maximum number of companions. I don't know exactly how that will work, but we shall see what the number... I think the number is 2, right? That's what we've seen? Yes, so the number at the moment is just 2. And then we have this set item. I don't have any secondary piece. We still need to get to level 20, so that's gonna be a bit away. But we get 14 health regen, 50 armor, 29% void resistance, 97 endurance threshold, and 100% chance to taunt nearby enemies for 2 seconds when you stun an enemy. That is a bit weird, I would say. It's going to be a bit weird. Maybe I don't want to use it with this character. But we shall see. Mostly because we're going to invest in minions, and if we're going to invest in minions, then it's going to be a bit weird to try and attract enemies' attention to us, right? Especially in the case I need more coffee to get through this, get warmed up. I think no coffee, early mornings, and too much excitement don't work well together. The speech can't keep up right now. But if we're using a two-handed weapon, then probably attracting a whole lot of attention to us instead of our minion. A bad idea, I would say. But who knows, we shall see. Better boots, let's throw them in. And that's about it. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And look at the bees! No, not the bees! Swipe, a melee attack that hits all enemies in an area in front of you, unaffected by weapon range. Okay, well, let's try this one. Over here, I am going to go even further with help. I'm guessing for right now we don't need it. And we have a lot of good gear that boosts minion health and regeneration. But later on, we'll probably need a bit more. So health regeneration is good. Over here, we're gonna get legendary bites. It's really nice to start over again and have all this gear available. I have the same feeling, and actually an even better feeling that than I have in Path of Exile. Once you go through the game once, you reach the end game, you create a brand new character and you go through it. It's a better feeling than that. I'm trying to think what would be my second special skill. I'm guessing totems might be the way to go. Although for right now I don't need to summon totems when we're fighting these enemies. We're probably going to summon a lot more totems whenever we're fighting a boss. We should bring the howl every once in a while as well, it's going to help. Let's see, howl, let's put 2 totems down. Yeah, this is easy. A ring of evasion, giving us a bit more dodge. Don't mind if I do. I think that is a good idea. I wonder if you could make a melee character. I mean, this attack right here just reminds me of the Barbarian, or the Marauder actually it's called in Path of Exile. I guess the Barbarian has it as well in Diablo, right? This kind of leap attack. But either way, reminds me of that, and it would be really cool to jump into action, do a lot of AoEs, and probably you could upgrade Swipe here, together with this jump attack and make a build around that, maybe? Maybe. Okay, 2 points over here, we're getting 30% more damage on our wolves, then we can get this howl on kill. I'll put 1 point to begin with. Over on this side, more health. For now I'm feeling very confident. I'm hoping I'm not getting used to being this confident, like using this sort of jump attacks and die later on, or find it very difficult to remove this skill from our skill bar, which might happen. I mean, depending on how many skills we can throw on our skill bar. For example, if I am thinking that we summon wolves and we summon raptors, we summon a saber-tooth tiger or something. Like, could we have minions on this entire skill bar? That is a question to ask. Could we have 5 minion skills on this skill bar? And would it work? Could we summon all of them? Thank you, totems. I'm guessing I'm going to keep using some totems, or maybe we can have a minion which shoots from a distance. That would be really nice, like in the case of that enemy there. Like when they're doing these spin attacks and all that, instead of damaging or not being able to approach them, maybe we can use attacks from a distance. Although it wouldn't matter, right? At the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? They down your minions and then you have to revive them again. Maybe it's not that big of a problem. 5 points here. Etera's Blessing. The nearest allied the target is healed for 100 health. If the target is one of your minions, then the healing is tripled and the minion is energized for 4 seconds. Increase its size by 20% and is damaged by 100%. Okay, that's nice. Well, we can throw in the Blessing of Etera over here. We've been so efficient so far. Let's see, Primal Medicine. Your minions deal increased damage, and using a potion also heals your minions for a percentage of the amount it heals you. That's 50% of the healing is received by the minion. Definitely want 1 point at least in that one. Harmony of Blades. You can dual wield melee weapons by equipping an axe or a sword in your offhand. You take more damage while dual wielding. Definitely not on this occasion. I'm trying to think whether that would be good. Probably having 2 weapons which also have some modifiers for minions, although I don't know if you can throw that on an axe or a sword, but if you can, that would be a double buff on the minion, which could be good. Hunter's Restoration. You have increased health, and every 3 seconds your next hit restores your health. Okay, so we're getting every 3rd attack, we're getting some healing. That's nice. Okay, we'll go with Primal Medicine to begin with. We don't need it. We'll probably not need it for a while, but throwing a potion or using a potion and healing our minions can definitely be useful. Right now we're also summoning the bees, not the bees! And... we're summoning that, so I think we're gonna be fine for a very long time. They're doing a lot of damage for us. And yep, let's go with some Hunter Restoration here. Let's get some of that healing.
This way. You're here to help. Protect this.
We're getting ourselves another boss here. Sort of a mini boss. A bit more help, a bit more. Let's see, how quickly is that healing? The healing happens very fast. It also uses the mana quickly. And okay, we need mana to do the howl as well. Good to know. Summon 2 totems. Quickly kill this one. Can definitely kill the gear. I'm sure things are not that easy if you don't have all of these uniques.
Well, tell you what, let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more.
But a bit of magic doesn't hurt, I would say.
Why Orion is after us.
After we've been through the games, early games so many times, at this point it's like what? How many classes have we tried? 3 of them? Yeah, so it's been 9 times already. And we're gonna do about 6 more. I think I'm happy with going very quickly through the early game for a while. In a sense, I guess this, out of all the Primalist classes, this might be the one which is the least impressive because it's very familiar. Like, we've seen minion builds before, we've seen a druid, or in this case, I know it's a Primalist and all that, but you know, it's close to a druid that we've seen in other games. And we have a class. The other ones I'm guessing are a bit more interesting. Right? Some elemental damage using a bunch of totems. That might be a bit more unique as well in this game, I'm guessing at this point. We shall actually see it in action, whether it has enough unique elements or not. Any other minion? I don't see any other minion at the moment. So I'm guessing this is what we're gonna run with until level 16 whenever we get our mastery. That seems to be the case. Natural evasion, we're getting a bit more dodge, which is great. All good. Tempest Strike, Maelstrom, or Maelstrom, and Upheaval. Okay, those are the attacks. We're getting a War Cry at level 10. Summon Stormcrows. Actually, there is another minion at level 15.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check
And
make sure
Serpent
Epoch's
Strike.
safe.
I'm not sure exactly whether we'll specialize in summon Stormcrows. We'll probably specialize in summoning the bear whenever we get the Beastmaster there. Don't I have any relic? I don't have any relic. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. This area is slightly tougher because some of these enemies are starting to appear, which... are they called rares? Something? We have our second specialization slot. For the moment, I'm guessing just go into... to summon Torn Totem. It's either that or the Terra's Blessing. Since we are so strong, we're just gonna go with Summon Totem here. Maximum number of totems +1, but we're getting increased mana cost. Reduce cast speed, but increased damage by 18%. 7% chance to double projectiles or get a bit of mana efficiency. I am thinking to summon your maximum number of Torn Totems at once in a ring around the target location. But your maximum number of Torn Totems is reduced, and summon Torn Totems cost additional mana per additional totem summoned. Okay. Then we would need a lot of investment over here just to make sure that we keep up with the number of totems, right? We can do some poison, we can change to some elemental damage, do some piercing attacks, armor shred. Torn Totems, Torns now seek nearby targets, but Torn Totems has less cast speed by 25%. Okay, that is interesting. I mean, to have a more targeted attack, I feel like that is a good idea. Let's do this. We're gonna go in this direction. We're gonna have -10 plus another 25, -20 or 35. And cast speed. We can go around as well, but why would we really want to do that? Overall, we're not doing anything except for increasing our damage against bosses, right? If we're summoning these totems here and there, then it's just going to keep us... keep the whole feeling of these builds smoother. And we can see that whenever we're focused on these enemies, these bosses, and I could be giving some attack commands as well. Let's see how quickly we can kill one of those tougher enemies. whenever we replace pressing the A button. A on this one. And just let the minions do their job there. How quickly does he die? Really quickly? Yeah. Going really well. And let's invest the final points here, and then we'll call it an episode. We'll return in the next one. For the moment, we're getting the maximum health and increased minion health by 30%. I feel like that is going to be very good for us later on. Victory Howl now have a 10% chance to howl on kill, which is going to be giving us even more power boost. And remember that Howl has an area of effect, so it's also going to affect us and improve ourselves. With this in mind, this is all that we're gonna do for this episode. As per usual, don't consider these videos too much as a tutorial, as I am going to be farming in between the episodes just to gain a few more levels and getting some better gear, but I'm guessing on this run it's not going to be that impressive, right? We were starting with impressive gear. And when we're return in the next episode, we're gonna spend all the points which I've gathered. I'll talk through my thinking process and you'll learn from that, but don't consider this series a tutorial, okay? I'm sure there are people who have done full tutorials, but this is not one of them. We're just gonna talk about the game and what we can do with it. With that in mind, hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you have enjoyed this series. Thank you so much for the support you have offered me so far and for your thoughts about build ideas. I'm really looking forward to them. And you've even recommended other games like Grim Dawn, and you've even recommended a build to me, which I'm looking forward to trying out because I've wanted to get into Grim Dawn for a long while now. Yeah, that's it. Let's call it a day. See you in, or an episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.